I'm Colleen Gilbert, and today I wanted to talk a little bit more about fairy tales and fairy godmothers. This week I was reading my blogs that I follow, and several of them are about fairy tales, and they had lists of beautiful new editions of fairy tales for Christmas that are being issued or are being recommended as presents for people who like fairy tales. And it got me to thinking about why so many of us find fairy tales, and especially the notion of a fairy godmother, so attractive. So I wanted to ask you a question. When you think about a fairy tale and a fairy godmother, is it about someone who comes and waves a magic wand and makes everything all better? Is it about the happy ending? Or do you read them because they address some of your own deepest fears, or perhaps fears you may have had as a child and you've overcome now? Do you look at the fairy godmother in terms of someone who makes everything all better, or is it someone who inspires you and encourages you and helps you to discover within yourself your own courage, your own resilience, your own ability to remain hopeful against all odds? I've often thought about this question. I remember as a child seeing The Wizard of Oz, and the first time, when I was a little girl, they still showed it in movie theaters at Christmas time in full Technicolor on big screens. I was inspired by Glinda because I noticed, as a small child even, I noticed that she didn't ever really do anything. One time she did, when the characters all fell asleep in a poppy field that the Wicked Witch had to spring up, and Glinda makes it snow, which makes the poppies go away and our characters wake up. So that's the only time she actually really does anything. The rest of the time she appears to them to give them courage or to give them words that help bring out the best in themselves. And that vision, that notion, just stayed with me. I was never very influenced by magic wands. So I'd like for you to think about what you think about fairy godmothers, and whether you know any fairy godmothers in your own life who have maybe not waved a magic wand, but who have inspired you and brought out the best in you, or just by their very presence helped you to find your own courage and resilience to withstand some really frightening or unpleasant experience. I would love it if you would leave me a comment below, and I will leave some links to some of my favorite fairy tale blogs that have had recently some very nice reviews of reissues and new books about fairy tales. Bye for now.